I read that February the 10th to the 16th is International Random Acts of Kindness Week. So I looked for a website, and on that site, there is one, it suggested that we take a step out of our normal routine or comfort zone and attempt a new random act of kindness each day of the week. And it made some suggestions, and we can easily think of others, such as in greeting somebody who we might otherwise walk by silently on the street or at work. Or we could send a note or make a phone call to someone who's homebound. Or we could volunteer for a good cause. I'm sure we can all think of a lot of things that we could do. So it struck me as an interesting thing to propose such a week to people. And I was wondering if this week was chosen because it coincides with the feast of St. Valentine, St. Valentine's Day. We know that St. Valentine, by reputation, went out of his way for others, particularly to minister to persecuted Christians, including those young couples wishing to be married in their faith when that was prescribed against Roman law. But this suggestion of random acts is also, I believe, very consistent with who we are as disciples of Jesus. The Christian is called to live a life of love. After all, Jesus said to us, "Love the Lord your God and love your neighbor as yourself." Charity is the principal virtue. Our acts of kindness or charity should be more than random, I think. They really should be part of the fabric of our life. So if a week helps to draw attention to that, I think it's a good thing. If we think of the ministry of Jesus, we see him going from place to place performing acts of kindness. Sometimes it was as dramatic as performing a miracle. But I imagine that most of the acts of Jesus were much simpler and were among the many things that it suggests in Scripture were never recorded about him. Don't you think that Jesus would try to really be present to people, that he must have greeted them pleasantly and encouraged them? I can imagine he would have been quick to volunteer to lend a helping hand. Perhaps we can think of someone we know who shows those same kinds of traits, who routinely does such things, and we can appreciate the difference they make for us and for others, and we can strive to emulate them. Yes, for some it might be easier than for others, because some people are naturally extroverted. But I think we can all strive to do something, even quietly, but very convincingly, that will make a difference. That thought runs throughout Scripture. For example, I'll close with a line from the first letter of John. He says, "Let us love in deed and in truth, and not merely talk about it." This is Father Donald at St. Clement's Church in Rosedale, wishing you the Lord's peace.